All right, there's a slight issue I need to address here, and it has to do with the direction, because our Vy value is only set on the initial Vy. So if it happens to be going up, it'll just shoot it back down. It'll be based off the initial Vy, and that's not what we want. We want to base it off the current Vy. So instead of setting it to Vy, what we're going to do is paddle.vy like this. And that's going to base it off whatever the current paddle Vy is. Wait, what's going on here? Why is it not? Can I not use the paddle Vy? Oh, not paddle Vy, ball.vy. There we go. Ball sprite.vy. There we go. There we go. That should be fine. Sorry about that. So yeah, whatever the current ball Vy is, that's what we want to use to continue with the same sort of Vy here. The next thing we want to do now is have our paddle to follow the ball. So the way we're going to do that is by creating another function. Let's say player to set player to Vy, and we don't need to pass anything in. And basically we're going to check to see if the current position of the paddle is higher than or lower than the ball. Before I do that, I actually want to keep my player to sprite on the screen as well. So I'm going to set player to sprite to stay on screen, and then we're going to set the Vy based on the position of the ball. So we're going to say if player to sprite dot y is less than ball.y, ball sprite.y, then what we want to do is we want the velocity to be positive to catch up to it. So we'll say set player to Vy dot, player to sprite dot set velocity to be 0 for the x, and then I'm going to have it be the speed of it. And then we're going to say else if it's greater than, then we're going to make the speed a negative speed. And then otherwise, that means that they're equal and we want it to be 0. So if they're equal to each other, we don't have any velocity change at all. We just keep it the same velocity. And we're not doing anything because we didn't call the function. So we're going to call the function when the game updates. So I'm going to put this inside of our game update loop. And now it's just going to follow the ball perfectly. What's the problem with this? Well, this is literally impossible to win. It doesn't even matter if I increase the speed to 500 because it's using the speed as a tracker here. Oh my gosh, see, it's literally just following the ball perfectly, and we're never going to win, unfortunately. So we need to create some kind of way to win here, and the way we're going to do that is actually by multiplying this speed by a factor. So we're going to have a factor here, let's say difficulty factor, difficulty equal, and then it's going to be a value between 0 and 1, where 1 is impossible. Zero doesn't move. So if I have my difficulty, let's say 0.5, then we have our speed of our ball, our speed equal times difficulty. Well, this is probably still going to be too easy, I would say. Maybe not. Let's see. It's kind of keeping up with the ball. It's trying its best, but eventually the ball gets through. I feel like this is still a little bit too easy potentially. Oh, see, because the only way it's keeping up is with the actual height available here. So let's try 0.7, and it'll get to a point where it's actually impossible, but 0.7 might be good. Let's see if we can actually slip it by, and yes, it does get by at 0.7. That's a pretty fair one, I would say. That's not too bad. That's pretty fair. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we might increase it to 0.9 or 0.8. We can see how it goes, but yeah, we are getting some wins here. But that's the idea, is we want the paddle to follow, and then we can just change this difficulty setting in order to adjust how well this follows the speed of the ball. And that way we can actually win, because it's no fun to play a game if it's literally impossible to win.